Hello, Dr. Kyle here, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a question that I get from a lot of my patients, which is how to use a TENS unit. Now, many medical professionals, orthopedic surgeons, physical therapists, occupational therapists, pain management physicians will prescribe somebody to use a TENS unit. Now, I have two types of TENS units here. Now, there's tons of different ones. There's hundreds of different ones you can find. So these are just two ones that I commonly see in my practice. Number one, the one that I like the most is something like this. This is probably the most common one. You have the dials on the top that turn it up and down, and then this one opens up like this. Now, usually it runs on a 9-volt battery. So these ones are probably the easiest to use because this isn't one that I would ever want a patient setting up on their own. So basically, if you were to get one that has these dials on it, you would basically bring this into your therapist. We would set all of this for you, and then you take it home, and then you plug the leads into these two holes right here, and then you would turn it on like this. See that little light on the front? That means this channel is on. So these ones are very easy to use. Once the therapist sets it, don't change your settings. Easiest one to use on this one. Now the other one is the digital one. This one has a screen. It's like this. It's made by BodyMed, great company. So with this one, this is what the screen will look like. When you hit this button here, it turns it on. Now when you're using this, there's a couple things that you want to look for. Number one is on the top here. You need to find the word TENS. If it doesn't say TENS, it means it's not on the TENS setting. So this button here with the M, see how it changes it to MAS or EMS? What that'll do is it changes the mode. So M is to change the mode. This is also your power button. So if you hold this, it'll turn it on and off. The second thing you're looking for is actually the body parts. So this list here shows all of the body parts. And you want to hit B for body. See how it changes the body parts both in the image and the picture? So for this one, we'll go down to shoulder. So I missed that, which is a good example. So basically it will reset. So you have to hit B until it goes all the way to the bottom of the list. And now it's on shoulder. So from here, the next thing that you want to look at is program. Now this program will be dependent on why you're using TENS. So you're going to hit P to change the program. It'll either change it to 02 or U1. This one has 3 different programs which are designed for very different things, and this is something that your therapist or your physician will show you exactly which one that you need and why you're doing it. So for all intents and purposes, I'm going to leave it on 1. That's the default setting for this unit. The next thing you want to look for are these 2 arrows. These are the channels that you're going to use, which are on the top right there. So you're going to hit CH to change the channel, and see how there's arrows? That's on A, B, and then 2. So usually people will have you do both channels at the same time, so you want both arrows. But if you're only doing one, it'll turn the other channel off. So channel 1 is on, but channel 2 is turned off. So once you get this, you can turn it up like this to turn it on. The default time is 3 minutes, and this is going to yell at me because I don't have any leads in it. But usually this is how you want to set it up. When you turn it off, it will default to your last setting. So when I turn it on, it's still on shoulder with channel 1 on program 1. As long as the battery doesn't die, there's your indicator, it will stay on the same setting. Once it does, usually it'll default to something else. So this one is a USB, a micro USB charger, and you get 2 leads and electrodes with this. Couple things to look out for when you are using your TENS unit. So these are the boxes that they come in, and your leads look like this. Now a couple things to look out for. So right here is where the leads actually connect to the pads. These are really important because these are the first parts that shows that these are starting to go bad. So if you start to see fraying or a gap right here where the wire goes in, that usually means you need to get a new set of pads. Any browning or discoloration of the white also means that it's time to get a new pad. Lastly, the most important one is if you're starting to lose the stickiness on the back, that's another major indicator that you need to get new pads. So, or if you're not feeling the e-stim, anything weird like that, if they're super squishy, they're flexible, like if they just don't work well, that's when you need to get new pads. Another pitfall that I tell people is these are very much degraded by sunlight and heat. So if you leave these in your car, you'll toast them in about 3 days and they'll be unusable. So make sure you store these in a cool, dark place. Usually I tell them to put them in the box and then don't touch them afterwards. Put them in a drawer that's nice and cool, that you won't forget them. If you guys have any questions on TENS, please give us a call at Pinnacle Max Recovery in Cuyahoga Falls. And this is another lesson from Dr. Kyle.